I was like, is it gonna play though? I don't know, Jesus. I don't know. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, fam?
You see me?
Happy Friday. Yay.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Feeling good, child.
Feeling real good.
Let me get my sip in early, honey.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Tammy?
Happy
What's
Friday.
going?
Welcome to the space, y'all.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Come on in. Come on
How's
in.
everybody? About to, share my post on Facebook.
Right. Let me share my video. I hope y'all are doing good. I'm feeling live on this Friday.
Hey.
I hope y'all come on and see. And my girl just handed me a bottle. This is how it's going down in New York. This what's going on. Okay.
Oh, the cupcake, honey.
Yes, with the cupcake prosecco.
Okay,
honey. Yes.
Wait. Before we dig into it, though, I need y'all to know where I am, darling.
Yes. Where are you, darling?
Have the people down.
And what's up, Gwen? What's up, Camille? I am in Le Studio, y'all. Y'all don't even know. I'm in Brooklyn, and I'm hanging out with the one and only. Yes, I'm gonna pan over to her. The one and only.
The celebrating.
Stephanie Allen Limited. My girl, my boo. We hanging out in Brooklyn. I'm really excited to be here. I miss y'all though. New York is not the same without the whole contingent, man.
The whole girl.
I know. I wish I could be here.
We in different parts. I'm upstate in Bumfuck, New York. Right. But I'm gonna see you tomorrow though.
I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and then we're gonna represent, and it's gonna be sad because Nick still ain't gonna be here. But
whatever. I want to hear about your little city rendezvous or whatever. Looking.
Don't hate if I'm at Peaches. You see me? Don't hate if I'm at Peaches. Hanging out. Look at her face. Hanging out.
Girl, don't go to Peaches without me.
Don't
go to Peaches without me.
You know what? Because you said that, I won't. I'll let you know.
Right.
I'll let you do.
Look at this.
I won't tell nobody though. I ain't gonna go.
I give you my blessing. You can go. Have something for me.
No, sis, because the next time I go to Peaches, we need perfect Manhattans. We need all the food. And it needs to be an entire adventure for the evening or for the weekend.
And it will be.
So.
And I'm going to be lit.
And Carrie has to come. I think we've only been to Peaches with Carrie once. Have we? Didn't we go with you once, or have we gone with you just once?
Once.
No, we need the hang. We need the hang.
We need the whole shebang.
And what's up, Steffi? I see you, girl, in the comments.
Hey, Abby. Hey, Gwen. Hey, everybody. If you watching, hit that share button right now. Share with your people and them. It's Friday. People outside, okay?
Yes.
Outside.
Yes, okay.
Hopefully it ain't as hot as hell as it's been here.
I know.
But get your
Right. Listen, I love it right now though, because I feel like it's hot in Denver. It's nice in New York. It's like wherever you are, hopefully the sun is shining on you. Hopefully you're having a beautiful summer day. The world is opening up again. When I tell y'all to walk down the streets of Brooklyn today and be able to take off my mask and like see my friends and just hug them and say hello and hang with my boo in New York, it's like the world is coming back to itself, and that is such a beautiful thing.
It really is. And I'm so happy you're in New York, and I'm happy you living your Brooklyn life, okay?
Listen.
I'm not a hater. I'm happy.
No hater. Ain't no hateration in this.
Ain't no hateration over here.
Not this dancery.
A little side eye and shade, but no hateration, girl. No hateration.
A little side eye, but Hey, Charlie.
Yes, we did, Steffi.
Awesome. Well, y'all.
What's up, Charlie?
Yes, Charlie.
Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry, girl. You know I'm in Brooklyn. I don't know how to act, child. I can't even shut up. Go ahead.
You good sis. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Sip. Thank y'all for hanging with us every week, man. We really be feeling the love. Like, I just really feel the love. Thank y'all so much for sharing and rating us on podcasts and becoming patrons and all that good stuff. Thank y'all so much. We have a really dope show for y'all today. Super excited about our special guest. Roger's gonna bring her on in a bit, but y'all know we gotta talk shit first, okay? So,
some shit to talk.
Right. If you ain't following us, you already know what to do. Go on over to Instagram. And I did want to say we just hit 3,500 downloads.
Yes, y'all.
This little podcast coming to life, and we
go,
can do it without y'all. So thank y'all so much. If you want to drop us a line, y'all can reach out to us at heygirl@thesippodcast.com. Check out our website, thesippodcast.com. Follow us on Instagram, _.
Come on.
How did you do it?
I got it.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon you, Mo.
Fall down, Jesus. Amen.
Blessings of the Lord are here.
Hey.
Here we go. Every week, y'all. Here we go.
You always bring the songs out of me.
Yes.
But before we get into our sips of the week, what y'all sipping on tonight?
Oh.
You see me?
Child.
It ain't my birthday, but I'm having cupcakes though. That's all I'm saying.
That Prosecco.
Courtesy of my boo Steffi. Thank you, girl. Thank you, sis. Because the sister was running in to get online.
Honey. The glass is needed on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having the Stella Rosa.
Hey.
Yes, darling. The peach.
No, honey, I got the fancy bottle for y'all tonight, okay? I got that Stella Rosa Asti.
Yes, honey.
Asti. And it's cute. It's real cute. She's real cute.
That glass is cute, honey. That's a whole half bottle right there, but you know.
Honey, this is my $2.99 glass from IKEA.
Yes, baby.
Yes,
it's like we getting you drunk tonight.
Child, I don't need nothing fancy to sip. I'm just going to get lit. Like,
yeah, baby.
It's Friday. Who cares?
I love it. I'm not sipping on nothing. I got my little vape pen, baby. We just
live your best
life.
Chilling.
We kicking it. That's it.
Chilling. We kicking it.
You sipping on the pen. That's what you sipping on your scissor. You know.
Right. I love it.
Go ahead with the slow-mo too. She was like,
I know. Get it out.
And come on, Abby, I see you with the red breast bourbon, 25 years. Yes,
okay, Abby.
Is it straight or is it neat or is it mixed? That's all I want to know because you know.
Neat or mixed? Girl, you better come on with the terms.
Listen, she know what I'm talking about. Abby know what I'm talking about.
Well, let me know what's neat and mixed mean because I don't know what that means.
Neat is straight. You pour it in the glass.
Okay.
Exactly.
And mix is like with something else, like Coke or
mix is yeah.
We have it on the rocks,
you
know what I'm saying, with a little bit of
on the rocks, right?
I should have said neat on the rocks or mixed. She said neat, one shot only. It ain't gotta be one shot, sis. It's Friday. Why are we limiting ourselves, darling? We are live in 2021.
Oh man. Oh dang, Charlie, I'm sorry, sis. Sipping on the Theraflu, girl.
No.
You said summer cold suck. They do.
They do.
Sending you some love, Charlie. Hope you feel better soon.
And also, love out there. I feel like there's like a tapping or something going on. I don't know if y'all didn't hear that. Do y'all hear that?
I do hear it.
It sounds like somebody's typing or something. Anyway, Abby said I afford this. You know what? I got to give a shout out. There is like a tapping noise. Do y'all hear that?
I do, and I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, it just went away, sis.
Oh,
it just went away, Carrie.
So then it might be my mic.
You good now?
It went away. Nope, and it came back. It's okay, y'all.
All good.
Abby, you hear it? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I just wanted to say before we move on though, Charlie, I have so much love right now for people who are undergoing colds and not COVID, but colds during this season because I was where were we? We were having lunch today and a lady right next to us, we were waiting in the airport and a lady right next to us started sneezing out of nowhere. And for a minute, y'all, I was like, I'm about to slide down here to the next. But I feel you because if all you have is a cold, it's like, dag, you're out here trying to live your best life and people think you got COVID. So much love to you, Charlie. Sorry about that, sis. I hope you feel better. Same. Abby said I can't afford but one shot. Girl, Live your best life, Abby. And if you take another shot, don't tell nobody. It'll be all right.
Exactly. It sure will. Okay, dope. Let's get into these sips. Who you got for the week, Raj?
My first one, I have to shout out our sister in power, none other than Kristen Adele Calhoun, for her new play, which is streaming right now. Actually, y'all, it launched last night and they're streaming it tonight as we're doing this filming. So you'll have to watch the replay, but it's free on YouTube. She has a new play that just came out called Now She Is Rising. This play is all about why she left the US and she now resides in Accra, Ghana. If you guys remember, she was a past guest of ours. In Now She Is Rising, Kristen asked this question: is it possible to hold fast to Black joy in a country designed to steal it at every turn? In the midst of ongoing social unrest in the States, one family of women asked themselves what happens when enough is enough. So as these women wrestle with the prospect of leaving the U.S. for good, secrets come to the surface, truths are laid bare. I'm just so excited for her. I think it's going to be an incredible play. Like I said before, Kristen was a past guest on the SIP, and we're just so excited to watch her star rise across the globe. It'll be on YouTube for 2 weeks free of charge, and I'm going to put it in the chat, y'all, the link to watch it on YouTube. It is free of charge until July 1st, so make sure that y'all check that out.
Absolutely. Shout out Kristen. She's so cool, so dope, so inspiring. Big
and shout out to Black women winning all over the place.
All over. All over, in all genres, sports, music, everything. Killing again. So we salute you, Kristen. Much love, sis. You got somebody this week, Carrie? Yourself. Okay?
Yourself for being fly and phenomenal.
Always a sip. Always
a sip.
Right
here, it's all of us. Y'all my sips every week. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, dope. So I have somebody really dope this week as well. Her name is Ty Murray. She is an incredible classical violinist. I remember first hearing about Ty, I would probably say 2002, 2003. When I was in college. Everybody knows I'm a professional violinist, but I studied classical for years and have a degree in classical violin. And I remember being in school like, man, there's no other Black women like my age. And I stumbled upon this competition called the Sphinx Competition. And it was it was for Black and Latino students from across the country. And she was one of the semifinalists that year. She had like a short little baby fro, dark-skinned, gorgeous Black woman who could play her ass off on violin. And I started fangirling. So fast forward to 2007, and I actually got the opportunity to do a studio session with her. Y'all, when I walked in and saw Ty Murray sitting there, I was like, wow. I couldn't even muster up like I was so intimidated. I couldn't even muster up anything to be like, hey girl, I'm a fan. Like I just said hello. She was super kind. But all these years I have followed her career. She is just one of the greatest violinists that have ever existed in my scope and what I look up to. Virtuosic playing, just incredible spirit. Well, y'all, Miss Ty Murray has joined the faculty of Yale. Okay.
Come on, Yale.
School of Music. I want to read a little bit. The Yale School of Music has appointed violinist Ty Murray to its faculty, where she will serve as assistant professor, teaching violin and coaching chamber music. A recipient of artist diplomas from Indiana University and the Juilliard School, Murray has appeared in recital and with ensembles, including the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra, and in 2012, she received the Sphinx Medal of Excellence, which the Sphinx organization gives to outstanding classical Black and Latinx musicians. She has been named a BBC Radio 3 New Generation Artist and has been a member of Chamber Music Society to the second at Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. I am just so thrilled. Like, this is so huge for the classical music. As a violinist, this is just so huge for the world. And so she is winning. That means Black women in strings and classical music are winning. And so we salute you, Ty. Like, I'm just like over the moon. If I ever have the chance to meet her again, I'm going to be like, girl, Thank you for all that you've done to pave the way for all of us. Thank you for being a light in the classical musical world. She's strictly classical and will play anybody down. Anybody. You hear me? So I had to shout her out this week as my sister in power.
And one day we need to see both of y'all performing. So I know it's gonna happen, girl.
She is. Y'all just Google her. Her name is spelled T-A-I. Just go to YouTube and put her name in, and you will get your entire life.
And we'll put a link in the comments too, y'all, so y'all can check her out. Yeah, absolutely. That is awesome.
Now that we got our sinks out the way,
I know that was real quick, right? Because we got stuff to say.
Hey, everybody, take a sit break because we got a lot to talk about today.
Oh, child, Lord Jesus. All right, if we're gonna talk about these, BANs, because if y'all could see the document that we put together for the show, like the SIPs is like this big, the BANs is like this. So just get ready, y'all, because it's about to go down. But my first BAN, honestly, and this one, y'all, this is why it's important to vote. I'm sorry. So you just gonna have to listen to me go on a rant for a second. So my BAN right now is the Supreme Court. So recently there was a ruling from the Supreme Court in favor of a Catholic foster agency who denied adoptions to same-sex couples on religious grounds. Basically, this court is saying, say it, Carrie. Basically, this court is saying that the city of Philadelphia, which was giving taxpayer funds to this agency, froze their contract because the agency refused to work with same-sex couples because they believe that marriage should be between a man and a woman. This case went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said the city of Philadelphia was wrong and that this Catholic foster agency was right because of religious grounds. I have a serious problem with this, and I need y'all to pay attention because this is only a precursor of things to come. In 9 times out of 10, we already knew that Trump in general was padding the Supreme Court and padding it with like right-leaning justices and things like that. And I tell y'all, the one thing that was good about Trump is that he made us so much more aware of how our government works. So with the Supreme Court, in doing this, I'm pissed off. I just feel like the Supreme Court should say the fuck out of my uterus, my marriage, my parenting, all of that. I feel like there's right-wing Christian assholes who literally say that who use the cover of religion to deny people and to discriminate against people. That is what we came from. And here we are again. And it seems like this country is trying to go back to these draconian rules. I just have such a problem with it. I think what's worse about this is that the federal government or the Supreme Court, in upholding this decision in favor of religious liberties, set a precedent now. So more businesses can refuse people based on gender identity, sexual orientation, or anything they want, as long as they cloak it under the term religious freedoms. I feel like this is just discrimination, point blank, period. Y'all can kiss my natural black ass, because everything that you try to do is to deny people who have nothing to do with you and who don't sleep in your bed, ain't got nothing to do with your family, none of that. You literally will not make people a cake because you don't like what they do. You literally will deny people the right to adopt a child. Like, you'll deny a child the possibility of having parents because you disagree with who they sleep with. There's something fundamentally wrong in this country when people are moving in that way and when our laws support that kind of discrimination. I'm done.
Girl, preach. When you first sent that to the group chat, I was like, huh? Couldn't
believe it, right? Right.
In 2021, when gay marriage is like legal across the whole, like, really? We gonna take that much of a step back? Really, Catholic Church?
Seriously. But you know what's so weird is, like, there is this dissonance that's happening. There's cognitive dissonance happening. Mm-hmm. If the Catholic Church is going to acknowledge the abuse of children, right? Finally, we get a new pope and they want to start to acknowledge, like, the hundreds of millions of years of abuse that have happened to men, to women, to all of the children in Catholic services. You're going to acknowledge that. but then you're going to uphold religious freedoms to discriminate a different class of people. It's like our country can't figure out what the fuck we're doing. Either we're going to accept people across the board, either we're going to accept immigrants, either we're going to accept, people of different colors, whatever, or we're going to continue to parcel out and say, well, yeah, but not this group and not that group. It's bullshit. All of it's bullshit.
Because there's no real accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing whatever they have to do to avoid any like actual accountability to human beings. And you know what I mean? Like it is insane, honestly.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like I'm just not surprised. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's sad.
Now you sound like your brother.
I don't mean to be realistic. What is he? A realistic optimist or some shit?
Yeah, like realistic optimist. Yes. Yeah. Or optimistic realist. There you go.
Optimistic realist. That is. But no, because it's just the reality is like no matter where it is that I go, like especially because like I feel like it's a bit more visible, I guess, that I might be gay. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like I might be whatever. Like I feel the reality is that like this world is just not ready to like embrace. People aren't ready to embrace themselves for who they are. So how can they embrace other people? You know what I'm saying? Like people are having a really hard time looking in the mirror and understanding who they are. And so that's why they're spending all their time on judging everybody else because you can't look in the mirror and be real with you. Like it's and it's really that simple. But like unfortunately. It's really like it's like we can't get there for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
And I feel like there's a lot of people churching out here and they old backwards thinking and logic and in the name of what do they call it? Doctrine. It's never gonna be progressive. It's just not.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus, honey. In the name of Mary. Honey, Mary.
Right.
It's like y'all are really, if y'all have a dope ass same-sex couple, y'all are really willing to just let like not a child be raised by them that is fully capable of raising a child.
Right.
I feel like these are the same individuals that won't acknowledge the fact that like if Jesus was alive today, and I say if because like I feel like people that believe in that's too deep. Maybe I'm too
No.
I'm gonna say right here. If Jesus were alive today, they would crucify him. You know what I'm saying? But like for whatever reason, they can't see and understand that the same type of people that he was like telling people to watch out for is them. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the reason why like a lot of times I don't even fuck with Christians anymore because I'm like, you actually don't know who your God is. You don't know who God is, baby.
You don't even know.
Period.
So,
Organ. I'm about to buy a baby organ.
Listen, we're gonna have Aaron cue the organ.
Now that's the real preaching right there. Thank you.
Listen, Charlie, I love it. Charlie said a teacher here refused to recognize gender fluidity and the court forced the school board to give him his job back. Wow. Here's the thing. Just say that you cannot abide other people living their best lives. Just say that it is so hard for you to be comfortable with other people. Because if you say that, then you're admitting to the fact that you are so bothered by other people's lives that you want to control them. And this is what I feel like religious people and Christian people don't understand. It ain't got nothing to do with you, sis. If Jesus was flipping over the dealers' tables, if Jesus was walking amongst the prostitutes, if Jesus was in the community like he would be today, Carrie, he obviously is not going to be, sanctioning any of this stuff. Not only that, if we gonna really go there, and here we go, Carrie, if God made everything, didn't God make gay people? If God made everything, didn't God make, same-sex couples, trans people, gender fluid people? If you believe that God made everything, then how can you be against God's children? And that is the fucking problem I have with you.
Preach. I be like, how you quote scripture and say, well, his ways are above my ways and his thoughts are above my thoughts, but I know every fucking thing that he wants us to do and how he wants us to like. you don't know who your God is, baby. You
Come
don't
on,
know.
man. Come on. But, and the last thing I'll say, listen, the last thing I'll say before we leave this is the one way that all of us right now are able to live in the world the way that we do is because laws were enacted in this country to protect our goddamn civil rights.
Period.
Here we are, y'all. These laws are being eroded. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This shit is happening. So if you give a shit, if you care, then I would say, and not to say that you don't care. I'm just saying, if you really are annoyed by these things, get to know your local politicians. Actually sign up to be a politician. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm always encouraged. Y'all, I'm in New York. I wish I could vote for Maya Wiley today. I'm just so excited to see Black women literally signing up to be in the public eye. And I know it's hard, but if you're not there, if you're not at the table, then somebody else is making the decisions for you. And fuck that very much. And I'm done.
Very much.
Fuck that very much. And that's all Mary had a little
lamb.
That's all Mary had a little lamb, sis.
Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it.
I'm
gonna keep mine quick. I know. No, Carrie got one. Carrie got a good one. What's your BAN?
It's an interesting one because I feel like we need to have this conversation.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So my BAN is a motherfuckers that can't like respect and honor like real platonic relationships. Like everybody. So for whatever reason, I've been getting a lot of like text messages and people asking questions, and my homegirl Leah, who was my best friend, getting these questions like, "Y'all fucking? How long y'all been fucking? Blah 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 blah." And I was like, "This is my homegirl. Like we go way back. You know what I mean?"
Right. What are you talking about?
It's just it just had me thinking. Right? Like, why is it that people can't just look at, you know, a beautiful platonic relationship between two people, no matter what their sex is, no matter what their attraction is, no matter what, like, and just like respect the fact that, like, why does there have to be drama? Why do you have to? And I'm not saying that that's like drama, but the way that it was being presented to us was dramatic. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, you know, so I hit up the girls, I hit up Mo, I hit up Raj, and I was like, yeah. Listen, all this, you know, this shit going on, and I wanted to talk about it on the set because I don't understand. And you know, Raj came in there, Mo came in there with some wisdom. Like a lot of people really want things to just be salacious, like you said, Raj.
Yes,
like,
yes.
And it's frustrating because, you know, I spent my entire life, I can't be open sexually as a gay woman. I can't be open sexually as a straight woman in the church. You know what I'm saying? Like. In the environment that I grew up in.
Ain't nobody getting none in the church if you let them tell it.
Girl, sorry. I used to get pulled into pastors' offices for speaking to a brother in the church. For literally just talking.
Girl.
You better get out my coochie. That's what you better do.
Get out
That's
my
what the hell you better do. Get out my business.
I'm out here trying to live my best goddamn life. And I'm just saying, it's so interesting how people can, first of all, mind your own goddamn business. Okay?
That part.
I mean, like, I don't understand.
I'm gonna spit on my wall.
I don't get that. Right. Like, just mind your own goddamn business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then second of all, why create drama where drama isn't there? You know what I mean? Because like, my life is beautiful right now, baby. I don't need none of that energy. I don't need none of that.
Right.
None.
You know? So I just wanted to talk about that because I just thought it brought up a really interesting conversation. And I know, Mo, you had said like sometimes that used to happen with you and like some of your homeboys that you would hang around with.
Oh yeah, people always thought like, oh, y'all together, and I'd be like, nah, like he's just my homie. Like, why? Just because we together, like, why we gotta be doing all that? But like I had said to you, Carrie, though, when you are like trapped in your own BS and you see somebody else out here living unapologetically, and you haven't gotten to that point yet where you can't live in your own freedom, you're going to always look at the next man like they're doing something wrong because you haven't gotten to your own self yet. So the majority of people are like, are they doing this? Are they doing that? If you was really worried about yourself, you would, either way, you'd be happy for me. Either way.
Either way, shorty.
Either way, like even if we did fall in love and we was together, what that got to do with you? And you should be rooting for me. And not saying it like, oh, what y'all doing? Trying to spread drama. What's really the terrible part is making assumptions and then spreading that as fact.
Spreading
like, what's wrong with y'all?
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Girl, I feel you, and I'm sorry that y'all are going through that.
Oh no, girl, it's good. It's fun. I mean, like I thought it was humorous. You know,
Right.
like, but at the same time, like you said, like, yo, just be free. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and that's honestly like all it is. And I try to promote, like, that's what we try to promote on this platform here. That's what me and Leah promote. Like, live your best goddamn life. You know what I mean? And so, but like like we were saying, just the part where you can't make assumptions and spread them like facts. You know what I mean? Like that shit will get like your windows busted out your car.
You know what is interesting too, though, about this, Carrie, and I know I'm gonna get a little deep for y'all for like 2 seconds, but as much as I love reality TV, I feel like reality TV really damaged our distorted mindset around community and around other people's business. Right? Because we're so interested in the drama, and even reality TV isn't real, right? It's crafted, it's scripted, they come up with stories, all this stuff, but people be believing it. And I think my biggest issue is I feel like reality TV in general, it's like the neighborhood conversations have now gone on the internet. So what one neighbor might say, is so-and-so seeing so-and-so? Now all of a sudden it's like literally these assumptions that we make. And I just feel like we are so addicted to drama. We're so addicted to the negative. It's like you can't be positive and building something together. First of all, Carrie, I don't know if you guys know, but I am so excited about this podcast y'all about to do, you and Leah.
Oh, honey, yes.
I know y'all haven't really, talked about it publicly, but the world needs to hear what y'all have to say. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying we could talk about it. Like, that's fine. No stress.
Yeah, but it's just, and the thing I think about reality TV, and this is why I said what I did about Beyonce, and not because I feel like Beyonce needs to air out her dirty laundry or anything, but if there's stuff being said out there, say it. Like, put it out, do what you got to do and tell the truth about the situation. But I just feel like people in general want to force something that's not real onto people instead of letting them share whatever their life story is, whatever that is. Even if y'all was having a private relationship and y'all took a million pictures, until you tell me what it is, sis, I'm going to hear what you have to say about what your relationship is. I'm not going to make assumptions about nothing.
100%.
Period.
100%. But motherfuckers just want to be miserable. Like,
miserable.
I just feel like people just like wake up and they be like, today I'm gonna be a miserable motherfucker.
And for some people, that's their default every day, 24/7.
Yeah.
Facts. But don't put me in that shit, right? Yeah, no, I feel y'all. I love y'all. It's just
we love you, boo.
Listen, and the next person that sends you something, send them my way, and I can send them a little bit because I'll be ready. Child, Monique Brooks Roberts be ready to cut somebody for somebody. Okay, just give me the green light. Give me the green light. Like, bro, give me the green light.
I know you will give them the read of life.
We need a ringtone of Neek saying, "Who gonna check me, boo?
Who gonna check me, boo?"
With this face.
With that face, not with the eye though.
They gotta flutter.
How you
right? Yes.
Girl, yes, no money for me. Y'all might as well just set up the account now.
Yeah, we gotta know.
Set up a GoFundMe that says Bail Fund.
Listen, I'm trying to get my child. I be trying to get my kids to 18, but after that, child, then once y'all can take care of yourself, then mommy gonna act the fool, okay?
Act the damn fool.
Cherie was on the show. She probably had her older kids and was like, "Who gonna check me, boo? I don't care about y'all."
Right. Who gonna check me?
And yes, Charlie said, "New podcast. Make notes to myself. Carrie has new podcast. Listen, y'all. I'm waiting for it. It's already gonna be good.
It's gonna be really dope. It's gonna be once we actually release it. I'll be sure to give y'all all the information. Promise. But it's gonna be me and my best friend talking a bunch of shit about how we grew up. It's gonna be great. So,
wait, what's the title though? I already love the title.
It's great. So it's called Recovering Apostolics because we grew up.
Child, I am living. This is the podcast I am living
for. Girl, we about to put in that word, baby. We grew up in the Apostolic Pentecostal Church, and we have much shit to talk. Okay,
right.
And a lot of healing to do. So come through. It's gonna be beautiful.
A lot.
See, Charlie, you was real cute, Charlie, with this comment, and you said it nicely. She said, "I believe some wake up and go to bed like that. Miserable Maggies. I would call them miserable mofos. But Maggie's is cute.
Maggie's is cute.
I'll take Maggie's.
That's cute.
Yes, darling. Listen,
Listen,
it's a read and a rant today because y'all don't work our
yeah,
nerves.
and we going a little over our normal, before we bring our special guest on, but we have things to say, okay?
Yes. And I want to ask her because I'm sure she has things to say as well. But let's just go ahead and dig into. First of all, thank y'all so much. And thank you for listening to our craziness every week because all we do is drink and shit talk. But we got lots to say. And we just appreciate y'all tuning in and hanging out with us. So thank you. Let's dig into our special guest for tonight. As you can see, darling, I came already prepared and glam because I had to represent my sis, who is going to be on today, Miss Shanda Freeman. I want to read you her bio. I have been a longtime fan of this woman. I remember meeting her first at Full Figure Fashion Week. Steffi might know because I think I met her with Steffi at Full Figure Fashion Week one year. That was when right after she launched the white Shonda collection, which I never got to dress Shonda, so I'm still gonna be hounding you, sis. If you got some in the closet, I'll at you, girl. Anyway, but I really have just totally admired her. Shanda Freeman is a published author and relationship expert. She is no stranger to getting candid about love, life, sex, and relationships. Dedicating more than 10 years to her profession in sex education and HIV/AIDS case management, laid the foundation for her career in television and media. Debuting her highly successful sex and relationship advice show, Man and Wife, on MTV in 2008, Shanda has also contributed her love and advice column, The Pink Room, to numerous media outlets such as the New York Post, Essence.com, AOL Black Voices, and HelloBeautiful.com, to name a few. Her first book on love and relationships, titled Pro Man Woman, published in 2014, and it premiered to a 5-star Barnes & Noble and Amazon book rating. In 2014, she launched her highly anticipated clothing line, Shanda Style, which I absolutely loved. It had beautiful dresses and gowns, and it was just awesome. Shanda was awarded Designer of the Year at Plus Night Out at New York Fashion Week. She was also the premier Plus designer at BET's Rip the Runway. And in 2019, with her love of interior decorating, she launched Taylor and Dean Design. Y'all, this design company, I have to show it. Even though we're talking about Disco Sis tonight, Shanda, don't be mad because your interior design company is next level. A full-service interior decorating, staging, and event design business. And then her newest venture launched this year, Disco Sis, an eyewear, beauty, and fashion accessories company. Shanda has proven with her long-standing and ever-changing career successes that she is every woman. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Miss Shanda King Freeman.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. It's so crazy when I hear the bio. It's like I've done a lot of shit.
You done some awesome
That's
shit,
right.
And you know what? I first of all, I just thank you for saying yes because I have been stalking you forever.
Absolutely. It's such a pleasure to be here and to see you ladies doing your thing. I'm just so proud of each and every one of you.
Oh, thank you,
lady. And I had to represent. First of all, I've already admired you. I loved Shanda Style when you first came out with the clothing line. And then I see that you have this sunglasses line, which we'll talk about later. But girl, you didn't come out with like one pair of sunglasses. You literally changed the game overnight. And all of a sudden it was just Disco Sis everywhere. Everybody needs a pair. Everybody's wearing a pair. So I'm so excited for you about all of the stuff that you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I just feel so blessed to be in this position because it's been a very long journey for me. I was a teen mom. Mm-hmm. I had my daughter at 15. Mm-hmm. And if someone would have told me then that she'll be on TV, that you'd have an ad in Times Square, that she would own companies, I would have believed that back when I was in 10th grade carrying my daughter.
Right. Girl, come on now. Yeah. Now I got to ask you some more questions. But before I do, I want to know what you're sipping on. And then Carrie's going to ask you the question of the day.
Okay. I am literally sipping on Crystal Light.
Crystal Light?
Yes. Crystal Light. And let me just say, I put on a few COVID pounds. So I'm back to getting my body where I want it to be because I did get, I'm kind of hiding out. I can hide it good. Yeah. But I need to get back on the horse with it.
Do y'all see how flawless this woman is? We gonna give her them COVID pounds, but you good no matter what.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead, sis. What's our question of the day?
Absolutely. You are beautiful, Shanda. I just want to
thank you.
I know you know that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. So y'all ready for this question?
Yes, I'm ready.
So, if you could have a 30-second conversation with yourself 5 years ago, what are some things that you would say to yourself?
Well, this is a great question.
No, Carrie.
Okay, 5 years ago, and I'm being transparent, and I love transparency. I was still not fully over my divorce. And to be very honest with you, I came from a very comfortable place in my marriage. We had good money. I was very comfortable, and comfortability is never good. And with that being said, I would say to myself 5 years ago, don't be dependent and don't rely so much on your marriage. Always keep yourself in a position that, good, bad, or indifferent, even if it's not a divorce, someone can pass away, be in the position that you have strength with yourself emotionally, physically, your health, and financially. And I think every woman, every person needs to understand that, because no one is permanent. No one is permanent. So I think that comfortability and learning from that was huge for me.
You know, and listen, that's all the way real, because it's so funny, because what I know of you is like this powerhouse entrepreneur woman. Like, I didn't meet you when you were married. I met you when you were like, you had just launched Shanda Says, and every time, I mean, you had just launched Shanda Style, and every time I saw you, it was a new launch, a new thing. Like, you were always an entrepreneur in my mind. So it's really awesome to hear you have that perspective 5 years ago. Yeah.
And to be honest, it was difficult as a strong woman and as a woman that you're raised to be self-sufficient. When you get married to someone that would prefer you to be home and prefer you to be in a certain space, and sometimes when you're married, you agree to things that go against who you are. But because you're married, you're like, okay, this is my husband, this is my partner. I want things to be at a sacrifice sometimes to yourself. And knowing that was something I would never do again. Because I learned a lot from that. And that was a huge thing that if anything, I love marriage. I believe in it. I hope to get married again, but going into it much more wiser and much more okay with doing me.
Absolutely.
Separate, we're together. Separate, we're together.
Yeah.
Not completely losing myself in a marriage or in a relationship.
You two will be your own conglomerates. And y'all can just come together at night, and it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, sis. And y'all, I think we lost Carrie, but I think she'll be back in just a moment. We probably lost her connection. But Nick, what would you say to yourself 5 years ago?
Ooh, so this is an easy one for me to answer. I've talked about this numerous times. I also believe in transparency. So I'm sorry if y'all tired of hearing about it, but this is my truth in my life.
Listen.
So I went through.
Well, I never heard it, so I want to hear.
There we go. There we go. So I don't know who doesn't know this, but I have 2 children, and I went through the worst thing in my life trying to bring them into the world. And so my son was 1. When I was pregnant with Miles, I was on bed rest for 5 months in the worst pain of my life. It was something, I was depressed. I was suicidal. She back. I would call. Yay. I would call Raj on a daily basis, crying, just wanting to, just leave. Like, I just couldn't do it, but I'm trying to protect this baby. So I had this really rare condition that like 1 in 300,000 women get. And my pubic bone separated and all these crazy things. And so when 5 years ago, I was a wreck emotionally. I was in so much pain. I just never saw myself being fly again. Never. I never saw myself feeling good about myself again. And all my confidence was gone. Here I felt like my body was wrecked. After you have a baby, your body changes physically. So that's like just the normal thing. But now I'm like in therapy 3 days a week and I'm in all this pain. And I just didn't see any silver lining. I felt like I had just sacrificed my bodies to have my babies, but that I had sacrificed too much, if I'm being real. I cried. Like, why did I do this again? I love my son. I love my babies. But it was like, why did I do this? And 5 years later, I would tell myself, girl, you're going to be all right.
Right.
That's right.
You're going to get better. The pain is going to get better. It might not ever be perfect, but you're going to get to a place in your life where you feel really good. You're going to get more confidence. You're going to feel better. And you have to just keep working towards that. You have to fight for loving yourself. You have to fight for this. Keep fighting. And that's what I would tell myself. You have to just keep believing that you are just more than this victim of this weird, crazy thing that happened to you. And you're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to realize how strong you truly are. I did not realize I was that strong. I did not.
Yeah.
The fact that I did not figure out how to jump off the roof, you know what I mean, was a blessing in itself. So that's what I would tell myself. Girl, you're going to be all right. And 5 years later, you're going to be on a podcast with your sisters.
Amen to that.
And you're going to be looking cute.
Amen
Really
to that. Amen to that.
Thank you.
I think for me, it's so funny because I have things that I would say to myself now with the situations that I'm going through now. But 5 years ago, darling, I was about to marry Mr. Ryan Landell. And we were literally on our way to Jamaica and I was about to move to Denver. So there were some really awesome things happening 5 years ago. However, the one thing that I would tell myself, even then, even in the good times, is to put yourself and your health first. Because I wish that 5 years ago I had gotten healthier than I was. I was still doing it. You know, we had just started BGSC. You know, we were just getting started. But I wish that I had gone like so hard for my health as I did for like my business, my marriage, you know, moving to Denver. Like I had a lot of great projects going on, but I let my health fall to the wayside.
Yeah, because
and now,
we take it for granted.
Yes, exactly. Girl, for real. So, and now I'm catching up, but there's so much I could have done if I hadn't done that 5 years ago. So,
absolutely. But how blessed are we to start over?
Amen. Every day.
Every day is a new chance to start over. And there's so much a blessing in that because so many people did pass from COVID, like Erica Watson.
Yes, Erica Watson. Yes.
And that was so like, I just unbelievable to me. With a person with so much vitality, funny, effervescent, and to see her in an urn in her mother's living room is just like unreal to me.
Yeah.
So just being here and being present, I'm so aware of that and feel so blessed that, you know, I have survived so much, that we all have. Because we all go through private battles that we don't easily talk about.
Yes. So true. And those of you who don't know who Erica Watson is, first of all, she was the owner of Fat Bitch. Okay. She was incredibly phenomenal. She was a plus model, but she was also a plus comedian. She was a TV producer. She did her own TV shows.
An actress. She was an actress. Yeah.
She was that's right. That's right. And unfortunately, she passed away last year from COVID. So y'all look her up, like still support her. That's the thing. I feel like, you know, you get to know who Erica Watson was, even if you don't know her, if you didn't know her before, support her art still.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What about you, Carrie? What would you say to yourself 5 years ago? Woo!
Woo! I'm gonna try to keep it cute because I know I got some technical difficulties happening. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay. So what I would say to myself 5 years ago would be love yourself fiercely. Have great sex.
Amen to that.
Come on, sex.
Drink lots of water, baby.
Yes.
You know, sleep, get you your rest.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, like basic, like just things that I just wasn't focused on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And realize how important they are now.
Right.
But the main things will be love yourself fiercely. Oh, and trust your gifts.
Yes,
You know what I
girl.
mean? Like, and I just feel like that would have propelled me even further. But I'm learning. Lately I've been like doing these to-do lists where I have everything that I'm supposed to do that day, like for work or whatever the case might be. But then I add other things like exchange pleasure, exchange love, laugh,
Yes.
eat.
I love
You know what I'm
that.
saying? Sometimes we get so busy that we forget to even like eat food. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and expect to keep it pushing. You know, like basic things like that we just have to remember and like bring ourselves back to ourselves. So that's
Very true. I like that.
Well, Carrie, I gotta say thank you for sparking this, and thank y'all for the hearts. I see y'all putting them in the Facebook. We appreciate y'all. Listen, and post whatever you would say. Like, what would you say to yourself 5 years ago? Because I always think that sometimes that reflection is dope. Sometimes you might think, wow, I'm doing better than I thought I would 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
Or you might think there's some lessons I want to learn and some things I want to kind of do differently for the next 5 years, all that. So,
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. All right, let's dig into this beautiful sister because I'm not trying to waste your time, girl. And I got so many questions for you, you don't even know.
okay.
So, first, I want to know, tell us who you say Shanda Freeman is.
I embody my sign. I'm a Gemini.
Yeah.
I just celebrated my 53rd birthday. So I'm just,
You are not 53.
I am.
Stop it.
I am.
Where?
Black don't crack, y'all. Black
It
don't
doesn't.
crack. Do you hear me?
It doesn't. So I think I'm at a place where I'm just so confident with my choices, my decisions.
Yes.
I don't care what people think of me because I'm good with myself. I feel my karmic energy is good because I put out good. Get to a space and a place of I like to say I'm a grown-ass woman and I embody that. And I'm confident in that as a woman, as a partner, as a mother, as a grandmother. I'm just proud that I could look myself in the mirror and say that, you know what, I'm proud of you. You've made mistakes, but you've always been a lady. You kept it classy. You're freaky. You don't judge people. You allow people to be themselves. And I'm just at a good place mentally and emotionally that, you know, I feel like I've survived so much and there's so much more for me in this season to do and to accomplish.
First, let me say, and I don't think I've ever said this to you personally, and you know, y'all know I talk about being a lady a lot on this show, but you embody to me the definition of a lady, but also a classy freak. Like I've never met a woman who's like glam freak, sis, and you embody that so well.
Yeah, you know, I love being sexual. Yeah. And I'm proud of that. And I have no qualms talking about it. And I think that a lot of women get in the way of what sex should and shouldn't be because culturally it's passed down that we're not supposed to do certain things. And thankfully I had a mom that at a very early age, I was able to discuss how I feel about this or how I feel about that. I carried that over to my daughter. And because of that, I've always been sexually proud and confident. The biggest sexual organ we possess is our brain. And when you can master that, the pleasure goes through the roof. And you can master any person when it comes to the bedroom. When I first started dating with anybody, because I used to say a man, but now, you know, I've had experiences with women.
I didn't know that, Shanda. Now I need to have a drink with you, girl. Now we really need to talk.
But listen, in my later years, did that happen? Because when I was younger, I was just like, I was one of the people that I want to hear what y'all doing. I want to see, you know, I would watch pornos and shit, but to experience it, it was not something I experienced. And when I did, I was like, okay, this is some next level. Because women to me seem more in tune to your body.
They do.
You know,
they do.
They know what they like and will perform that on you. You know, so it's a different vibe.
Look at Carrie's face, y'all.
It's a different energy.
Okay.
Carrie just woke up in the interview. She was like, "Oh, word."
Oh man,
it's a different energy.
Anyway,
right? So it's like, you know, that part of me just opened up. So I'm just like, I'm so into, and thankfully my friends will call me and they'll be like, Shanda, you know, I tried this. Listen, I know people that have strapped on with their man.
Girl, come on now. Woo! Listen,
a lot of men are into it. And I say to my friends all the time, I say, you do what makes you happy.
Yes.
The only thing is, don't tell nobody that shit.
Right.
Because other people are judgy. They'll want to hear it, but they will go and tell all your business and they will take it to another level and judge. And you don't want that. So I think that when it comes to the bedroom, I think that people need to do exactly what makes them happy and not worry about what everybody else thinks or what people are into or not. Like I'm so big on do you.
Yes.
I'm so big on that.
I could kick myself because, and Neek and Carrie, y'all know this, but I feel like I should have called you before the last project that I just did. I can't tell anybody what it is, but it was a very vulnerable project. I'll tell you after we go live, Shanda, but I had to do basically some TV stuff that took me out of my comfort zone. And I wish I had called you because you probably would have helped me feel a lot better about the situation because I was like, sis, what are we doing on TV? But it's worth it. I think Black female sexual health and like how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about our orgasms, our body, all of that stuff. If we don't heal that first, we can't have good relationships with other people, right?
You really can't. And so many of us take on generational issues.
Right.
You know, even when it comes to our relationship, if you grow up in a home and you hear a bunch of women saying men ain't shit,
right?
You start to innately believe that men always are shit,
right?
You know, or if you gay, this is how you feel about gays, and it just creates a narrative in your mind that you bring into adulthood, and then you put in that shit on other people, and it just becomes a whole bigger other thing. When we should be taught at an early age that people are different, and differences is what makes us beautiful. Who wants the same type of clothes, the same color of clothes in their closet? I want all colors of everything.
Honey, the rainbow, yes.
You know what I mean? So I think that having conversations very early with our children about differences will change a lot about the generations to come and how we look at sexuality, how we look at how people identify themselves. And we just need to take responsibility of our lives and our judgments, our choices, and not make excuses. Because as adults, we choose to act a certain way. For example, if I get involved with a man and he says to me, oh, you know, I'm not big on communication because, you know, I wasn't really brought up with that, but you a grown-ass man.
Right.
You can't tell me that you're not big on communication. If you choose to pick up a game and play a game, or you choose to call your friend to go out, it's a choice you made, just like you could choose to call me and communicate.
Come on.
So as an adult, I don't accept what I don't do because you're an adult and you making a choice to do what you're not going to do.
And Shanda will get with you, y'all. Don't even try it.
What you're not going to do. What you're not going to do is practice on me.
Girl.
You're not. Because I'm too grown.
Say that one more time.
When I tell you I got goosebumps right now.
You're not going to practice. You're not going to practice on me.
Do y'all understand? Like sexy, classy, freak, grown-ass woman in this conversation right now. Go ahead, Nick. Were you going to say something?
No, I'm just getting my entire life. That's doing all of the things right now.
Listen, you know what? And I tell you, it's funny because you and I have not like hung out, had drinks, hung out, but I knew that I loved you. Like I knew that you were dope. Just seriously, from the years I used to watch the Pink Room years ago. You don't even know, girl. Like I've been stalking you a long damn time.
Thank you.
But I want to talk to you about fashion because, again, as I'm talking to you, you've got the gorgeous purple nails. You've got the black dress, everything. I just need people to know Steffi said, I'm opening the next bottle. Okay, because I need some libations for the miracle that's happening right now. I have admired, like I said, I've admired you for a long time, from first seeing you on TV in 2008 to being obsessed with your dresses in Shanda style, to your interior design company, and now your new accessory line.
Yeah.
Can you describe for me, what is Shanda's personal style? What is that to you? What would you call it?
I'm definitely old school. I'm a child of the 70s. I grew up in the 70s, which is why it means it disco sis.
Mm-hmm.
And to have the bonnet talk real quick, because you remember this whole bonnet thing?
Say it.
Okay. People have to understand that people of my age, women of a certain age, we grew up going to the airport fully dressed. We're talking jacket, we're talking white gloves, we're talking, it's a whole different level of raising, right?
Yes.
So when we're talking to this generation, we're saying to them, always be a lady. When we go out, we look a certain way, we act a certain way, but people have to understand this generation of women is like, you don't tell me what to do.
Right.
We have to meet people where we're at. We have to accept individuality. Now, I respect anybody that wants to go out in a bonnet. Do you, sis? But I'm not going out in no bonnet.
Same.
That's just not my style. I don't want to go out in a bonnet.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time to women. The ugliest time in your life will be in your casket. While you're here, dress the part and show out.
Where's the organ? Jesus?
Dress the part and show out. It's limited time. And there are so many people that will go out and look crazy and be like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not. Do it for yourself.
Listen.
Do it for yourself. When you go out, you are your calling card. You are sometimes the first impression that someone has of you. And always think of that. Again, that comes from that mentality of women that brought us up. Like, you know, you're wearing your Easter outfit. You're going to church a certain way. When you go out this house, this is how you're going to look.
Right.
I think Monique has a good point. It's her presentation sometimes and how she's like, what you need to be doing. No, the reality is that we need to have conversations with women of all ages so we can sit down and understand each other and understand that 90s women think a certain way because now they're in their 30s. 80s women are about to hit 40. I'm in my 50s. I think a certain way, but we're all connected. We're all women, and we can all learn something from each other. It doesn't matter the age. And sometimes women get to a certain age and feel they know everything, and you don't. You got to be open to learning and listening and not just telling.
And see, that is why, and that was the point of the conversation that we had last week. I would hear this from you, Shanda, because I feel like you represent a certain aesthetic and a certain, and not to say that certain people don't. And if you want to rock a bonnet, and again, y'all know how I felt last week. I disagree with Monique because of the way that she delivered the message. Personally, since I can't go to the mailbox without earrings on, I can't go to Starbucks without coordinated earrings with the outfit. So I get it. Yeah. But I think that every lady, every woman should be able to make her own damn choice about how she shows up at the airport or wherever.
Yeah.
But I'm with Charlie said my grand got dressed to walk to her mailbox at the end of the drive. Sis, I grew up in Michigan. What you not gonna do is show up at the market looking a hot mess. And I'm sure Steffi and everybody else can say, Midwest, the way we grew up, you're not walking out your house because not only would you embarrass yourself, you embarrass your mama, your aunties and uncles, and they would let you know. Your grandparents, they would be like, so-and-so said they saw you down the street looking a hot mess. Why and what's wrong with you? Right, Neek? They would do that.
Listen, I believe in Grey Gardens Day, and there's this thing that there's like old dresses that I have, like floor length dresses that you can put on and throw some chucks on and go to the store in them.
Yes,
and
honey.
Just try it one day, even if you wear a tux or something. Just try it one day and watch how people look at you. Just watch how children look at you because children today are not used to seeing that. Right. I don't know how many little girls will stare at me between the hair and the makeup and the earrings, and they'll look at me and the mother will go, "Oh, she likes your earrings," or they're not used to seeing it.
Right.
Because that's not the norm anymore. Yeah. And I think that people should embrace beauty. because it's limited.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know if that's because I'm getting older, you know, and you lose people and you start getting older and you start thinking, you know, but I really want women to understand that live out your time in a beautiful way. Don't make excuses to be ugly.
Right.
Or unattractive. And that doesn't just mean surface, that means the soul too. Don't make excuses for why you ugly inside either. You know, the beauty starts within and works its way out. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to have inner beauty. And sometimes I think we women get away from that when we start ragging on each other. And that's never good. I'm never one to do that. And that's why I don't know if I could do a reality show, because I'm not ragging women out. I don't like it.
Either.
I don't care for it.
And you know, someone said Black women operate out of masculinity and not femininity. Listen, I want to know exactly what you mean by that, Kimberly, because I think that there is a dangerous conversation, and we can have it later, because I have some more questions for Shanda, but we can have it later about Black women and aggressiveness versus femininity and the choices that we choose to make, because I'm a very powerful Black woman, but I love being a feminine woman. And I think that yes, we do. I know we act hard, but I guess for me, the hardest part is placing judgment on us as a whole, as Black women, by how we show up dressed at the airport. I have a problem with making that a judgment call on who you are. Just because of the way you showed up. Do I think we all need to still be, of course, I'm feminine, so I like being feminine. Do I think that ladies who identify as feminine should try to be their very best all the time? Absolutely. But what if you're, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but what if you're a Carrie Joy and you got your own version of swag? What if you rock the dopest bonnet and it's bedazzled and bejeweled, and that is what flyness means to you? Why can't you be in the airport like that, whatever that is?
Let me tell you who my female crush is Layla Waithe.
Oh yeah, Lena Waithe.
Lena Waithe, yes.
She has this series on Netflix that I just watched, the 3rd season, and she's everything about her is sexy. Her talk, her move, her whole thing, and then what's her name? Niecy Nash just married. And awesome
Jessica Betts, yes.
And I could see how she married this woman.
Right.
Because I was just like, and also too, the freak in me said she tearing that pussy up. I'm sorry.
You
yeah.
You taking that booty to a whole other level. Because Jessica,
honey, you know Jessica turned Niecy Nash all the way out.
From the rooter to the tutor, she tearing it up.
Niecy was like, "Where you want it, honey? I'm gonna tell the world what you doing." Oh my god. I love it. Christina said Carrie Joy has all the sexy swag. Yes, you do, boo.
You do.
Go ahead.
I appreciate you, boo. I appreciate you. But no, I mean, but that's real. Like, we all carry masculine and feminine energy, you know what I'm saying? And it presents itself in different ways.
Absolutely.
Right? But I don't even feel like, I even feel like the correlation of saying that masculine energy is aggressive in any way is accurate, because that's not always true.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't, like, masculinity doesn't automatically mean aggression.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, we got to be cautious about these correlations that we make just because of the stereotypes that we've been taught to embrace.
Yes, the generational bullshit that I was discussing, because it starts to become a narrative that goes into generations, and that's what we have to stop. And thankfully, there are podcasts now. There's so much communication that it's going to bring so much more awareness, so many more conversations, that it's going to open up people's minds to a different type of world. Because you either going to get on the train or you're going to just get lost at the station.
And can we just evolve? My God, do we have to go backwards? Like,
no. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I love this. And you know what? Honestly, I have a sneaking suspicion that we just need you to come on the SIP and do like guest spots a couple times. Neek, I'm gonna let you make the decision, but I already know like there's gonna be so many times.
I would absolutely love to. Absolutely.
But let me ask you about fashion a little bit. So I want to know, like, because you talk about Disco Sis being this 70s inspiration. And I love that because I was born in the 70s and I fully claim being a 70s baby because I think,
Yes.
you know, people who were born in the 70s, you just got a little bit more swag. That's all
It's
I'm
just
saying.
a swag about the 70s. And the 70s will never die. It will never die. It's always influenced in every designer. To this day, there's always, Michael Kors is very 70s. You know, I don't know if you had a chance to see the Halston documentary on Netflix.
No, but I want to watch it. I know what you're talking about.
So good. You got to watch it. Mm-hmm. It's going to always be prevalent because it was so fly.
Yes, yes. And so what I want to know from you, though, is like, who are your greatest, you talk about Michael Kors, who are your greatest inspirations in fashion and also in business entrepreneurship? Because as much as I love your style, I love your business mind as well. So who are your, like, you know, inspirations on both ends of the spectrum?
In style, I love Naeem Khan. He's not a designer that people talk about a lot, but it's just so over the top and gorgeous and classy.
Yes. Naeem Khan?
Yes, Naeem Khan. Mm-hmm. And I think Versace just always brings it. It keeps them, you know, keeps you fly and fresh all the time. Those prints are just gorgeous. I love Missoni. I love
Missoni, yes.
I love Prince. You know, so, you know, those are designers that just stand out to me that I really love. I'm not a label whore. You know, I don't think that we have to spend a lot of money. There's a lot of smaller boutiques that carry really fly stuff now. And there's just a lot of resources where before, you know, especially a woman of a certain size, could we really get Versace?
Right.
Were they really making plus size?
Right. But can we be fabulous anyway?
Right. You know, so those are designers that I love. In terms of business, I love what Super Scent is doing with the crayon case.
Girl, I am obsessed with Super. When I love her.
I love her.
To see her come up, what?
That's the beauty of what she did. We watched the come up.
Yes.
And we saw how she was a single mom with her son.
Yeah.
And she was transparent. And I think there's so much to be learned there because people can buy from anybody, right? To be a brand, people have to buy into you. Mm-hmm. You have to sell your personality, not your stock.
Yes.
Don't sell
true.
Sell who you are. You have to be transparent. You have to give up yourself. And she mastered that. And so did the Kardashians. They came in at a good time. A lot of people don't like them. They don't rock with them. But the business of what they did was ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
They took social media and said, okay, people love us. Let's do this. There's a lot to be learned in what Kris Jenner did with their brands.
Mm-hmm. What about Kimora Lee Simmons? What do you think about her?
You know, there are sides to people that I know on a personal level and how they get down on a personal level that you won't always get a lot of love from me for certain things.
Say that.
There was an incident with Tyra Banks years ago when I was on MTV, and she shaded a few friends of mine in the plus community. So, you know, there's just certain ins and outs of, you know, celebrities I've been around that I admired. And then when I was around them in a personal space, and I was just like, nah, you're not that chick.
And you know what? I respect that because I didn't know that. So I appreciate that because I looked at the rise of baby fat and thought, you know, I appreciate the business move, but if you an asshole, I don't care what kind of business you got going on. I can't support it. So
and you also got to understand that, okay, let's take her model and let's take Super's model. Yes. Kimora was supported by a rich husband. Mm-hmm. So her startup was right there, right? Super, just like me, I pay for my startup. Yeah, I had to pay for my LLC. I had to pay for my trade myself. Yes. You know, it's different if your husband writes you a check for $1.5 million and you already have access to Hollywood and the it people. Mm-hmm. That's not from the ground up, sweetheart. That's not.
Right.
A whole other level.
100%. And I just, I while we're talking, because y'all are looking at this woman, but you don't even know how truly fabulous she is. And I'm gonna put a few of her. So I do want to highlight your interior design, because I love, I look at your Instagram and then you'll post a picture of your living room and I'm like, who is living like this? Like, with the lavishness, the all white, everything. Like, you just do such incredible designs. And I know we're going to talk about Disco Sis, and I do want to talk about it. But can you talk a little bit about how you even started your interior design business? Because Taylor and Dean, honey, is a whole vibe and a mood.
I know, and I lost you guys. So can you see me?
Let's see. Can we see you? I can see you.
Okay, for some reason I lost you guys. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. If you need to go out and come back in, that's okay too.
Okay, I may have to do that.
Okay. While she's doing that, y'all, I'm sharing this site, Neek, so that you guys can see just the interior design and some of the work that she does on like a larger scale. Because I'm just showing you the first piece of the website. I just think that you do such incredible work. And we haven't even talked about Disco Sis, let alone.
I think that fashion and home and interior design is very much related. I think that a lot of designers easily segue into interior design because it's just a love of fashion and interior. And it just coincides. But since I was a little girl, I was into beautiful things. And as you can see, a huge part of what I do, I decorate with white. And that's very prevalent in my design, and with plants and things like that. My aesthetic is very clean, almost very Florida or Miami or Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you see the influences there?
It's beautiful. Yeah.
I love it. Very classy, very clean. Yes.
Clean. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm. And you're such a I wanted to highlight that because you're such a multi-hyphenate woman. You've got several businesses, a personality on TV and in media. Can you talk a little bit about how you got there? Were you always an entrepreneur? Because you talked about having your son, or was there a catalyst in life that made you say, I'm going to do this, I need to be a businesswoman now? How did you get started as an entrepreneur?
Well, what happened was at an early age, I actually wanted to do broadcast journalism. And I was on a news team when I was in high school, even though I was a mom. And I wound up meeting my husband, Scoop, and my ex-husband. And he was already in media and in certain things. And he would ask me questions in regards to sex and relationships because my old job, I used to counsel people for HIV tests, and I also was a case manager. And I was always teaching sex education. And when you're in that, you're getting to learn people's behavior, you're given advice. So he would ask me advice. He used to work for The Source, and he had his own column. And I would give him a lot of advice for The Source. And podcasts were not a big thing when we started the Man and Wife podcast. It was very new. And his management at the time, who also managed Ed and Dre from Yo MTV Raps.
Yes.
He came on and became our manager. His name was Charlie Stetler. And he became our manager. And he came over one day and he was like, listen, you guys are just wonderful. Like, you two together, there's no married couple doing this. And you're talking about sex and relationships so openly, you should do a podcast. And we did the podcast and we blew up on MySpace.
Yeah, come on, MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace was big at the time. And they also, they sponsored us on their homepage. And our site shut down when they did that. And then everyone was talking about it because it was like, this couple is talking about sex. They're talking about all types of crazy stuff. And then at the time, MTV was like, you guys already have an audience. We love you. And before you knew it, we were signed to MTV. And I was so proud of that deal because never before had an act come in. We had EP credit, which is executive producer.
Yes.
We had editing credit. and we had watch down. Watch down means you're able to be part of the editing process, and you're able to say yes and no. And in reality TV today, that's a no-no. You will never see EP credit like that. So we came in, and also our deal was $1.5 million.
Come through, sis. My God. And what year was this? This was like back then.
Yes. So we came in and we were able to boss that, and that empowered me and imbued me to be like, you know what? This is something that we created, that we can control, and that just empowered me to do more. And then when the show dissipated and my marriage started crumbling, you know, I was like, I love this now. And Scoop just went on to being Fat Man Scoop. And we had our own division in our house, and it was just like, what do I do now? Because I was so into doing man and wife. How do I keep Shanda? And how do I keep doing what I do? And how do I stay accessible to the people that learn to love me and learn to accept me as I am? So that's when I started Shanda Says in the Pink Room. And I was able to just do that and keep it going. And then because I love fashion and beauty, I was able to segue into that, into the plus community. And I met Gwen, and she met me at an event that I was hosting. And she was like, I would love for you to host Full Figured Fashion Week. And I was like, Fashion Week? And then it just took off from there. And what she didn't know, prior to her coming in that store and asking me, I had just lost my mom. And I was just going through a really hard time. And she doesn't know, like, she saved me doing that. So I want Gwen DeVoe for that, because she just has a special place in my heart, because it came at a time that I needed to do something for myself. Yes. That imbued me with confidence. And
I just need one. I've decided you're not 53, you're 35. It's just it's impossible in my mind. But what I remember,
I have a grandson too. You know, he graduates next week, and he just turned 18. You know, and I have so many people that say, stop sharing your age, you know, and I'm so proud that I'm here. And it's in this time. So it's not something that I hide. And nowadays you could Google people.
Right. So you know what, you know my age, even if I don't tell you. Right.
Exactly.
I just love that about you. And what I remember about that time for you is you had signature hair. I did not see anybody with the red and the blonde curls that you had. And I wish I had a picture of it, but you had big hair, but big hair was like, it was quality. It was always, whatever hair you was rocking, it always looked good. It was always beautiful, but it was full and just gorgeous, girl.
Thank you.
You always had an incredible style. And now I can dig into, let's talk about the launch of your newest company, an eyewear, beauty, and fashion accessory line titled Disco Sis. You talked a little bit about the inspiration, but can you share more about this new line? And, you know, I'm so excited to be wearing your glasses.
I always was a person that loved eyewear, and I was always buying other people's stuff. And one thing about me, my sister would always say, and because I'm humble, sometimes my humility gets in the way of me making certain moves. And she would always say, you know, people always love your style. They want to copy you. They want to look like you. Let them have stuff that looks like you. You know, if they want to be like you, they want to give them the stuff to do that. So, you know, again, because I love the 70s era, and because I love that era of fashion, and my sister imbued that confidence in me, I combined the two and created Disco Sis. And with the eyewear line, I wanted to have quality eyewear, but also affordable eyewear. I love Gucci. I love Prada. I love so many designers, but a lot of people in this space and time can't afford to spend $400 to $500, $1,200 on frames.
Right.
So I wanted to bring a quality eyewear and also put my name on it now on my sister's private label, and just able to have women, which I call my sis, just have fly stuff without it costing a lot of money, and just be able to embrace that. You don't have to spend a lot of money to be an individual and to be great.
Right. And what I love, you guys, I'm going to share her Instagram, because not only is Disco Sis fabulous, but every picture she posts is fabulous of her wearing Disco Sis. So I'm wearing the Farah Aviators. Y'all can literally go to the website right now and purchase those. They're live on the site. I think is the site launching today? Is that right?
It's live. It's live now. And honestly, guys, I'm coming out with Disco Sis Beauty. This is one of my shimmer sprays that you literally it's great for when you have a tan and you want a little glow. You just spray it on.
Yeah.
And it comes in 3 colors. This one is called Butter Me Up. This one is Cinnamon Sis.
Yes.
And this is Sandcastle.
Yes.
And then you can spray on, you know, when you do your décolletage or you spraying up your legs or giving you that extra glow. And this is my matte lip wear collection. You see, I did the little bling with it.
Honey, the bling alone.
The bling.
You want to buy the bottle. Yes.
So it's just, you know, again, making things cute and pretty for when you go out and just feeling that glamour and just feeling like you don't need to spend all this money to be that.
You know, what I love about your frames too is that they're so lightweight. Like, even though they look like they are high end and they're very high quality, but they're not heavy. Like, I can wear these all day and feel like I don't even have anything on, which sometimes sunglasses, especially the chunky ones, can be kind of uncomfortable by the end of the day. I love your brand.
Let me tell you, I have a pair of Gucci's that I spent $500 on, and I probably have worn them twice because they're so heavy.
Wow. Yes.
And when I take them off, I get this redness here. And with mine, you don't get that. And I made it very, I made a conscious effort in dealing with my, I can't think of the name right now. But I made it the people that I buy from.
Yes.
I made a conscious effort to pick quality eyewear. I didn't want a bunch of shield looking stuff. I didn't want what everybody else has. When you go to Disney, you see different. You're not going to see a flood of what everyone else is doing. That's always been me anyway. I don't like doing what everyone is doing. I like, you know, everybody running left, I'm going right.
Right.
You know, I don't know if that's the Gemini in me. But I kind of like to create my own situation. I don't want to follow along with what everyone else is doing.
Right. Yeah.
I love that.
I totally agree. And, you know, actually, Nick, before we move on, I just wanted to say, if you could turn back time and talk to not just your 18-year-old self, but your 18-year-old entrepreneurial self, what would you say to her, to like young women who are trying to find a way to build their business in the game now, but are young, and, you know, what kind of advice would you give?
Well, for one, the biggest advice I would give, and I really want people to understand this, is to not copy.
Yes.
Do the work. Do the due diligence of serving the table that you wish to eat at. A lot of times people want to sit down and eat, or people want you to just send them. I don't know how many people have come into my DM and asked me for my vendors. That's the word, vendors. And what people don't understand is when you prepare your own plate, you eat the food different. There's a different that it has. So you have to serve the table, do research. If there are people in the industry that you're going into that you admire, look up everything about them. There's so many courses online that people offer for free. There's YouTube. Inundate yourself with a lot of information, because there is a host of answers out there if you look for it, as opposed to just asking someone and expecting them to just give you a shortcut. That's not how this works. And like I was saying, a lot of times people just want to sit down and eat. You got to serve the table before you sit.
Right. I love that. And I think your audio cut up just a little bit, but I like this idea, like build the table. Don't just show up at the table, right? You got to build the foundation that you want for your business and not copy from anybody else. I love that. Nick, were you going to say something?
Yeah, because just that idea, it means more. Because you're doing that work.
Absolutely.
It means more to you. The success feels that much greater because, you know, and at the end of the day, everybody's not going to support you and be your hype and even do things for you. So it's best to do it yourself if you can. I mean, yes, you want community,
Right.
you want, your sister circle and your people to build you up. But I just love what you're saying about you have to put in that work and build your own table up.
You do. And in comparison, when we talk about politics, just real quickly, in comparison, Donald Trump was someone to me who was like a bully in the lunch line. He cut. Was able to get in, right? And he ran this country with such disrespect because he never served the table. He never He never was a part of the military. He never was a politician. He never served in Congress. He never served in the Senate. He never served the table that he was given a position in. So he never respected it.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that's a great perspective, lady.
That's a great, yes.
Listen, you and I can have some politics conversations now.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I already done got you on here for 90 minutes, girl, but Go ahead, girl.
Some advice I would give is also to be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're so worried about what somebody thinks, or we get into what our family goes and says, what are you doing that for? You're not going to make no money. You can't afford to do this. It's so easy to go towards the negative. And I'm a very optimistic person. I don't like pessimism. I don't like that energy around me.
Right.
So I have people around me that imbue me with, Shanda, you could do this. You got this. And that's another thing. Having people around you, having a support system that says, you got this, sis. You can do it.
Absolutely. To me, that's key, man. With any successful businesswoman like you, I look at Issa Rae. We love Issa Rae on the SIP.
Me too. I do too. I love her.
Just love her and her whole business model of like spreading across. Like she was like, so many people want to build up, but she builds across. And when she said that, I just thought that was beautiful because we as women, we all have women in our lives who are dope. So why not bring them into the fold and we build together?
Absolutely. And as I was sharing, there are so many people that have already DM'd me. And listen, I just started Disco Sis. So I'm still in the process of learning. But a lot of it I had to learn myself. And because of that, I respect it even more. But at some point, I do plan to offer an ebook and teaching people how to source vendors, how to communicate. A lot of vendors are overseas. So people are asleep, I'm up working. So it's all of that comes into play. And also too, don't be afraid to charge for your services. What I learned to do is, for so many years, I did so much for free. So much for free, to the point that I was like, there were times that I felt I was used. So with that being said, I had to walk away from situations that didn't serve me. And I had to Google myself and say, bitch, this is what I'm worth. And you have to
say that. Say that.
Child.
Pay
you
me.
can't do it free no more. You can't do it anymore.
That's right.
And I'm okay with that because I've earned that spot.
Yes.
Right.
But you can't be asking for stuff you didn't earn. And I feel that I've earned that spot. So that comes with experience and that comes with serving the table. So gain a lot of information, reach out and just be your own cheerleader as well. Have confidence in yourself that you can do it. There's so many women on social media that are doing it.
Right.
For you to say that you can't, it's impossible.
Right.
Especially women of color.
Right. Right.
That are millionaires now. And we saw the glow up.
Right.
Right. Right.
Even Judy, she has Kaleidoscope products. She started her hair products out of her kitchen.
And she has done so well. My God, I love her. Yes.
And now she's in Walmart. And listen, I put that intention out there. I want Disco Sis in Target. Look at this is
girl. Yes.
This is my packaging. And I say it all the time, this is easily, I could see this in Target.
Girl, yes, it's gorgeous.
And I say that, and I just imbue that confidence in myself all the time because there are days that it's feast or famine. Right. So you got to believe in yourself through the famine as much as you do the feast.
Right. I love that. I love that.
And they need your sunglasses in Target because they know Black own nothing in Target.
No.
Okay.
There's no fly stuff in there,
No.
And again, because I'm in this business, when I go and look at eyewear, it looks all the same. It doesn't look like Disco Sis. So they need that. I'm gonna put that intention out there.
When I tell you I'm waiting for the nude pair in my life, I'm about to place my order, sis. I agree with you. I have not seen this style of fashion. It's so interesting to me because I remember at first I saw you posting these pictures and you were wearing these sunglasses and I was like, okay, fly every day. This is just what she does. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is a line that she's putting out. And then I got my first pair and I was like, no, these are not the same sunglasses that we be rocking from everywhere else. Totally next level, sis.
And listen, ladies, you have to DM me what style you like, and I want to send you each a new pair of Disco Sis.
Oh, that's so dope of you, because girl's about to go right on there when we got done and
I'm
order.
on my way.
Which I still will, okay? I still will. I would like the ones Raj is wearing, please, and thank you, Miss Shanda.
Okay, I will make sure. You just gotta DM me your address, and I'll get them out to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And don't talk about me all weekend, y'all, because you're gonna see these glasses all weekend long. I'm obsessed.
That's right.
I love an aviator, and they
me too. I do too. They look great on everybody.
Yes,
they do. They do.
And that was another thing with Disco Sis. I stopped putting unisex because we're at a place in time that all sexes are wearing everything.
Yes.
And years ago, the verbiage was so different. So now it's just like, listen, sis, go on and do you.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right. I agree. So I don't want to keep you too long. I'm sorry, Nick, were you going to ask another question?
I was just going to ask a quick question around self-care, Miss Shanda. So you're a mogul, child, you are an entrepreneur, you are a mom, you're a grandmother. You have done some really amazing things in your life. You continue to do amazing things. You're launching new businesses. What is your go-to self-care? What do you do just for you, where you don't think about the outside world and it's just you and this one thing?
Well, for one, I wanted to start meditation, but my mind is always going. So I have a girlfriend that just became certified in mindful meditation, and she's coming over to help me with that. But for myself, I was a big reader growing up, and I love reading books. And so now I'm big into people that I admire in business. And there's a guy that mentors Diddy, and his name is Ray Diallo. And I started reading a lot of his books, and he actually sent me a book and signed it. And the great thing now is audiobooks. I love audiobooks because we are so busy. But nowadays, you could just put on an audiobook with a headset and kind of escape.
Yes.
And last year I had COVID, and I was so scared because I got it in March. It was when a lot of people were passing away.
Oh,
I developed anxiety. And so I started listening to audiobooks to keep my mind healthy.
Yes.
Because your mind could go in a really dark place when you have something in you that you can't control.
Right.
It's not like a cold, like you could take some medicine and you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And it just helped me center myself. So I love reading. I love buying books on entrepreneurship and also reading the Bible. I'm a spiritual based person. I'm not into religion, but I'm into spiritual things. So reading the Bible and going back to the basics, what my mom instilled in me, those things help me tremendously. Even during the day, I could be talking to somebody, but on the back end in my mind, I'm talking to God.
Yes.
I do that a lot. Or during the day, I'm just like, I love you so much. There's just this conversation and this relationship that I have with my higher power that helps me, because I do think that when this is all over, none of this matters because we take it with us. The foundation of who I am has to be intact. It has to be intact because the body leaves all of this stuff, the discourses, none of it come with me, but my character,
Yeah.
who I am, my karma, my spirit, that goes with me, that ascends, and that has to be good.
Yeah.
And I love what you say too, because it is possible to have a relationship with God without being a religious person that places these judgments and stuff. Because I feel you so much, Shanda, because I'm with you. I was raised in the church. I was not raised in the apostolic church. I do believe there's a beautiful relationship that you can have with your higher power, but not one that discriminates and judges against people and all of that. So,
say that.
And it can get real funky when it comes to religion, and you think about how is it one Bible and there's so many interpretations of it, you know, and you gotta find a space in all that, where for me, and I don't tell people how to move spiritually, because I say for me, God is what is my higher power, but for some people they say the universe. You know, a lot of people were controlled, were beaten because of religion. And they don't look at God the way that I do. And I don't judge people on that, because that's their experience. And I think that's what a lot of people do. If they say they don't believe in God, but they believe in this, you can't judge that, because you don't have a right to their spirituality.
Right.
That's not your business.
Right.
So if you concentrate on your own karmic business and what you put out, because the universe will hand it to you. Whatever you put out, coming back, it's gonna come back. And I'm big on that. So I try my best to help, to be a place of comfort to my friends, to my family, to listen, to be patient, to be kind, to really be the definition of what love is. Because I truly believe when I ascend, I want to be able to feel like, okay, I feel good about what I left behind.
Right.
Beautiful.
I love that quote. You don't have a right to my spirituality. And I think that to me is the quintessential thought. Like, and Steffi, I see your comment, religion versus doctrine. Absolutely. I don't have a right to how you choose to practice. You don't have a right to how I choose to practice. We have so many more questions for you, but there's some ladies who had questions in the comments, and I want to make sure that we get a chance to ask you. So Erika said, what is it Erica Eastern? Erica? I said Erika. I bet it's Erica. What's up, girl? She said, what's the name of the sunglasses Shanda has on?
These are the Axis frame in mauve.
Got it. Okay. And then Afua said, will you sell earrings? I've always loved the big hoop earrings that you wear.
I absolutely, these are on the site. These are my awesome
Ooh, honey.
Earrings. I wore these just so I have these, and I also have the Roxy hoops. So yes, absolutely. And I have some layer chains coming as well, where it's one necklace, but they're layers.
Steffi's over there nodding. I know she's gonna cop some of them hoop earrings already. Okay, one last question for you. Well, I got two more.
Yes.
One, can we dish about the pink room for a second, sis?
Please do.
Listen, okay. You made it possible for all of us, glam ladies, to talk about all the things, tossed salad, all the topics that we would never imagine talking about. You don't understand how the pink room got me through sometimes, sis. So I need to know if the pink room is coming back. That's all. Right.
Well, what I plan to do with the pink room is a lot of videos that I did 10 years ago, I want to update them.
Right.
So when it comes to tossing salad, my views today are vastly different because my experiences have changed. So some of my highest rated videos I plan to redo when it comes to talking about a female smell, when it comes to talking about tossing salads. Back when I did that video, no one was talking about tossing salads. And now you got a bunch of women licking their man's ass, and you got a bunch of men on their knees letting their ass get licked. So, it is what it is. Let's talk about it.
Steffi said evolution, baby. I know that's right. So listen, and for those of you who don't know, the Pink Room was a YouTube series that Shanda did on her channel. What is your YouTube channel now?
It's Shanda Says.
Shanda Says.
Yeah. It's still there. I have like close to 25,000 subscribers. And I'm so grateful for that over the years because people still tune in. So definitely plan to redo those videos and also talk about more things when it comes to today. Things have changed drastically, even from 5 years ago.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I have one more, but I want to open it up. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like I have dominated this conversation, but it's just because I have been wanting so much for you to be on the SIP. So
thank you.
But Nick, was there anything else you wanted to say before I'm going to ask my last question, and then we'll go rapid
There's
fire?
so much more that we could dive into, but we are trying to be respectful of your time. So we would absolutely love you to come back. And honestly, like we've been, in the process of just starting to brainstorm some type of retreat or something for the SIP. And girl, we're gonna absolutely have to have you come. And
I would love to.
Around
Absolutely.
relationships, sex. I will just ask this one quick question. If you could just answer it like almost like a rapid fire. What are the 3 things you think relationships need to maintain their health?
Ooh, that's a good one.
3 things: communication, trust, individuality.
Love that.
And individuality too. I love that.
Individuality, yes.
Yeah.
So many times we get lost in relationships. You ever have a girlfriend that get a new man, and every time she get a new man, you don't see her no more?
Honey.
Or they just lose themselves in the whole process. And because I was one of those women, I know how important it is to keep your separatism and not feel like you have to give it up or have a partner that makes you feel like you shouldn't have a right to that. Your individuality.
Yes.
Yeah. Carrie, what'd you say? You said you've been guilty a time or two.
Listen, know thyself, baby. Know thyself.
Right.
I'm done it. Getting better every day.
That's
okay.
right.
I have some quick rapid fire questions for you, but I just wanted to know before we go, what's next in store? You've kind of mentioned it already, but what's next in store for Shanda Freeman? Where are you going in the next few years?
The next few years, again, is just building Disco Sis because my energy could be so spaced out with so much stuff. This is something that I really want to grow into something very huge, and I see that happening. Also for Taylor and Dean, my design company, I plan to make it very product-based. And with that, I will be selling not only home and design things, but a lot of decor things. On Taylor and Dean Design. So comforter sets, I plan to have curtains, all things to make your home beautiful at an affordable price.
Listen, I can't thank you enough. I'm sorry, Nick, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'll be calling because I'm building a house. And so
nice.
I'm gonna need all the design stuff, and I don't have the design, so
I am here. I would love to assist you in any way I can.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Carrie trying to get it for the tiny house.
Yes.
They're the new thing. A lot of people are going tiny house. They just don't want all the extra, and I don't blame them.
Right. Give me extra all day, but I ain't got no clue. So, okay, rapid fire, and then we are gonna let you out of here. Honestly, we could literally talk to you all night long. I just thank you so much, and hopefully, you guys, we can come to New York and maybe do a panel with you and Steffi and all the people and talk about fashion and style. I feel like the SIP needs to be doing more in-person events. Thank you, Abby, for your comment. I see you. Thank you so much. Shanda, our rapid fire questions. 3 words that describe who Shanda is in a nutshell.
Sexual, funny, and friend.
Yes. What store do you shop at the most?
I am always online. I love ASOS. Yeah. I love Nordstrom. I love a lot of the small boutiques. If I see something, an outfit that I like, I'll just order it. I'm online a lot.
Yes. Okay, love it. What is your favorite scent at the moment?
Oh, Celine. Celine has a beautiful scent. I can't think of it right offhand, but it's by Celine.
Love it. What is the most delightful word you can think of?
Shit. It's my favorite
Yes!
word. My favorite word. It's my favorite word.
See, and
I have the mouth of a sailor. It doesn't go with the look, but that's just who I am.
Yes, honey. This is why we need to hang. Okay, I know the answer to this one, but flats or stilettos?
I am barefoot today.
Oh, okay. So flats. All right. Coffee or tea?
Tea all day.
Yes. And we didn't get a chance, and I really wanted to dig into your health journey, but we'll talk about that next time. But what is your favorite workout routine?
I love the stepper because it literally melts the weight off. And what women can do, and this is what I did, you could go on Amazon and get you a stepper for like $20 and get on YouTube, put YouTube on your TV and start stepping.
Yes, I love that. Is that how you kind of got yourself in shape?
That before? And my fiance, he's into the gym and he's an athlete. Mm-hmm. And he really helped me reshape my body after weight loss.
Yes. Wait, how about I love our fans and your fans in the comments. Troja said, Mandy, how's she calling out the stores you be shopping at shop?
I'm always in Mandy's. That's, again, Mandy's. You're right about Mandy's.
If you could be any flavor of ice cream, what would you be?
Oh, man, I'm a mixture of everything. I guess I'm like Neapolitan.
Okay, yes. Love it. And last, who would you like to see do a versus? Like what artist would you like to see do a versus?
Oh, great one. I really thought Carl Thomas and Donnell Jones would be dope.
Yes! Oh my God. Why hasn't that happened yet?
I don't know.
You don't even know how much Neek loves Carl Thomas.
Come on now. Can we get Carl Thomas and Donnell Jones on the verses, please?
Yeah. Or Avant. Like Carl Thomas, Donnell Jones, and Avant. I feel like.
Yes. Oh my God, Avant. Yeah, girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I love you, girl. I need to go to New York so we can all hang. Okay.
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, let us cue the music. Listen, we love you so much. You don't even know. We haven't even seen you in person, but I feel like you've been one of my favorite interviews this year. I thank you so much for being here. And
thank you guys.
Y'all shop www.discosis.com. Support our sister. We will see y'all next time. Nick, you wanna salute? Exactly.
Thank you. And we salute you, Shanda, as our sister in power.
Thank you, guys. God bless you.
God bless you, sis.
Bye. DM me your glasses.
We will.
Everybody go order right now. Go order chair. Order right now. Disco Sis 2021. Get you a chair.